Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is Saturday, November 23rd, and the moon is in Libra today. It's a very interesting day. There's a lot of decisions to be made today, a lot of weighing options, as it were. With the moon in Libra. We do have last quarter squares of the moon to both Saturn and Pluto. And so that energy is very much a crisis a crisis in consciousness, a crisis in belief, a crisis in thoughts that we have, or ideas or things that we had previously thought to be true and kind of have proven perhaps not to be true. And so it's an opportunity for us to sort of take the reins of our own lives, question authority, as it were, and move forward by taking sort of responsibility for ourselves. And in that responsibility, we will proceed to realize that it's not just about us being responsible for ourselves, but being responsible for the community at large, and then for the world at larger still. So that's kind of the energy. We also have a trine between the Sun and Chiron today. And the Sun is in truth-seeking Sagittarius. Chiron is in Aries. Chiron in Aries is wounds around identity, wounds around toxic masculinity, wounds around spirit, being a warrior, whether it's an actual warrior or a spiritual warrior. And so that's the energy. And so there's, justice in the crosshairs, I guess you could say, which is a terrible thing to say, really, especially in America. Justice in the crosshairs, authority, who's in authority, all of that. So in the vein of that, I thought I would do a couple of readings, see what we can get. I did a reading on Gordon Sondland before he had his testimony. I said he would sing like a canary, I think is the words I used. And he did. Of course, some of what he was saying was a little crazy and stretched believability when he, was like, oh, it never occurred to me that this was this and that. Yeah, right. Okay, Gordon, whatever you say. But he did throw Trump and Pompeo and Giuliani and Bolton and Perry. Was there somebody else he was working with? There was Perry, Bolton, and was it the ambassador? Oh my God, I should know this. I'm sorry. Anyway, so there's a couple questions still. It's interesting even with all of this. What I've been hearing on cable news is that it's not going to move the Republicans. It's not going to move the Republicans. When I did the reading, it said they were going to I'm not sure they're going to impeach it. They're going to make the impeachment go through, but they may give him a deal. What is that? What's that expression? I gave an offer he couldn't refuse. An offer he couldn't refuse. And I think with Trump, it comes down to money. Somehow it'll come down to money. If he can make money, he'll walk away. I think money is more important than ego for him, and that's big, I guess. But we'll see, right? We'll see what's most important to him. So let's do some readings. So I want to see where the Republicans stand right now. I watched a little bit of, and I have to say I didn't watch the whole thing, mainly because finding time in my day is a challenge. But I was listening to Whimsy, and she was saying that things are very, very bad in the Republican Party. She did that, what do you call that she does? Remote viewing. And on the outside, everything looks like copacetic, but on the inside, everything is in a tizzy. So I'm going to do a reading on the Republicans specifically. I actually did a reading on the Republicans and the Democrats, I think last week. So, but everything changes, everything changes. I also want to do a reading on Adam Schiff, and maybe I can get that in. I've been talking already almost 6 minutes, so maybe I'll do that in the next reading. But I watched a lot of the impeachment hearing. If not while it was happening, later when I had a little time, I could watch it on YouTube. But he was as angry as I've ever seen him. He was spitting fire. He's a Cancer, and Cancers can get very angry. Okay, so this is the Republican Party. Where are they right now? Okay, so we get the 10 of Cups. Now, I generally don't read these reversed. It came up reversed. Let me just make sure they're not all reversed. No, okay. It came up reversed. A lot of readers see the 10 of Cups as the Republican Party. It's like the vision of the 2.5 children, the promise of America. Not everybody gets to experience the promise of America the way the Republicans see it, as it were. But so let's leave it, see if it's... It's as if their ideals have been turned on their head. That's what I'm going to say about that card upside down. All right, let's see what's crossing it. And we have the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is the wish card. The 10 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, there's a little bit of an illusionary quality around, especially the 9 of Cups. It's like, our wish has come true. There's this I think they're wishing for a time when they actually did they actually did believe in those things. Like they actually did believe in that, the old sort of Republican conservative way. Let's see what's at the root. Yeah, okay, so we have the 9 of Swords. Of all the cards in this deck, this is the creepiest and the craziest. We have bugs and eyeballs and worms and swords and looks like a giant talon from an eagle, perhaps. This is Crazy Town. So this is anxiety. It's crazy. Mentally, they are. So, there's this sense of oh, everything's great. We're together. We're like a family. Cups, right? Everything's fine. We're getting what we want. Underneath it, they are just torn apart, completely torn apart and in crazy land, which is kind of what Whimsy said. So when she said it did. I was like, yeah, that makes that kind of. I feel that that's true. Yeah. I actually try not to look at other people's readings before I do a reading, but sometimes those readings inspire me. So, and oh my God, Lena did a reading on the Republicans, and it was whether they were going to find him and impeach him, whether the Senate was going to impeach him. It really came up to a point of this was the karma. Like this was their chance to. They were either going to save themselves or they were going to destroy themselves. And it looked, as it stands now, it looks like they're going to destroy themselves. Okay, so this is the past. This is the 8 of Wands, right? All the information suddenly coming out. Everything came out like lightning, thunder, right? So this is the inquiry. This is all the stuff that came out in the inquiry. Let's see what's in the sky. Okay, we have the Daughter of Cups. So this is interesting. This card is interesting because it's like this little like swanling, I guess it is, just sort of like floating in the water. We have so there's a sense of um, maybe good news or calm or something. It's interesting. This card is interesting to come in the sky. Let's continue. Let's see what's in the immediate future. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is about creativity, but it is a 9 vibration. This is 27-9 in the system that I use. And it's about endings and then new beginnings. So there is an ending and a new beginning here. So I feel like there will be an ending of something with this party and then a new beginning over the next 6 weeks. How it's seen from the outside. Yeah, they're in dangerous. There's not much they can do. Um, every move is a treacherous move for them. There's almost no good move for them. Let's see the domestic situation. We have the moon. So this is about emotional ups and downs, lunacy. Again, emotional. It's not a calm energy. Although you would think like a serene moonlit night is calm. The moon itself is reacting and responding and reacting and responding. It's a reactive energy, and so depending on what's going on in the environment is how they react to it. Hopes and fears. The lovers. Agreement. Moving on. It's interesting that we have 2 geese here, sort of moving on. So maybe they're hoping for, and it is a Gemini card. So perhaps they're hoping for both Trump and Giuliani to move on. They're both Geminis, interestingly enough. See the outcome? The world. So there's an ending. See, this is what I mean. There's an ending. And so it really does feel like Trump is out and somebody new's coming in. Now, I want to do a couple of cards, pull a couple of cards on this, the immediate future, and have another deck here. Hold on. I'll use my Arcanum deck. Just want to get an idea of what that means. What's that ending and new beginning sort of Ace of Wands energy? That Daughter of Cups could be Nikki Haley. I don't know what sign she is. I should check that. I should do her numbers. I don't really like her. I've done readings on her, and every time I do readings on her, she wants to be president. So, okay. At the Ten of Pentacles. So that's dynastic money, old money, family money coming in. The Two of Pentacles, balancing the finances. Chariot. I still don't know. I'll keep picking till I understand it. The Two of Cups. Relationship. And the Lovers. It's interesting in this deck, the Lovers and the Two of Cups are like almost the same. See that? I think this has to do with Nikki Haley. I think that they are going to somehow pull her in. They may ask Trump to leave. Pence comes in as president, and does he get to pick the vice president? I think he's going to pick Nikki Haley. I think that's what's happening. Because I think they want to hold on to the base, the Trump base. like a new couple. There's a new couple here. Pence and Nikki Haley. What strange bedfellows those two are. I wonder if Mother's going to have to sit with him at with every meeting that he has with him and his vice president. All right. Well, they're going crazy. They're going crazy, and something is ending. I almost feel like their reign is ending, and anything else they do beyond this is just damage control. Okay, so I'm going to ask outright if they are planning on bringing Nikki Haley in. Sorry about all that noise. And I'm going to continue using the Wild Unknown deck. So is the Republicans' plan to bring in Nikki Haley? The Five of Wands, so they're arguing, they're going back and forth. The Seven of Wands, the Seven of Swords. This is underhanded stuff. I when I see this, it's like the fox in the hen house sort of thing. So there's somebody within the hen house, like everybody, like the Republicans are all hens, but one of them is a fox who's dressed up like a hen. Or Mother of Cups. Yep. I gotta look and see what sign she is. The Six of Cups, which is about nostalgia. Again, trying to go back to like family values or something. And the Daughter of Swords. So this is that sort of spy, stab me in the back kind of energy. The Daughter of Swords. This is a spy. So I do think Nikki Haley is that sort of. Is she the fox in the hen house? Perhaps. Yeah, interesting. Okay. All right. So that's what it looks like. So how are the Republicans on the outside? It seems like calm waters. Underneath it all, they're losing their marbles. They're making plans quickly to get somebody else in. I think they're going to give Trump something that um, an offer he can't refuse. It may very well be we will keep the taxes out of the. Is that what it is? Are they going to keep the taxes out um, of the public eye on a promise that he goes? Ace of Swords. The Devil. Father of Pentacles. Yeah, this looks kind of like that's what it might be. The Hanged Man. And the Son of Cups. Yeah. I know Nancy Pelosi wants to see him in jail, but if we can get rid of him, maybe she'd be willing to not send him to jail. All right, let's ask that question. Is Trump going to end up in jail? The Death card. The Father of Swords. The Chariot. Things happening very quickly. So death is transformation. The Father of Swords is sort of like the Justice card. Of course, it was always the Mueller card, but that sort of energy, the Chariot, things moving ahead quickly. The Three of Pentacles reversed. The Three of Pentacles like this is generally, like the powerful, the well-heeled, working together, being at the top of the pyramid, now at the bottom of the pyramid. And the three of wands. This is an opening. There's an opening here. So I feel like he's going to be given the choice. Either you lose all your money, or we give you a way out. You lose all your money. So if you not willing to let this go, we're going to make sure that we're not going to stop or we're going to do our best to keep the taxes out of the news, out of the public sphere. So if you go quietly, we won't do that. That's what it feels like. But I don't know. I'm just guessing, really. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that reading. Like and subscribe. I'm going to do a couple more. I want to take a look at Adam's shift, so I'll be back for that. Have yourself a great night. I'll see you soon. Bye.